Dum dum dum.
Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa.
So today, Michaela and I are going to give our results for the macromolecule chemical tests, and we will be giving our results for the Benedict test for simple sugars or monosaccharides, the Lugol's iodine test for starches or polysaccharides, the Buret test for proteins, the brown paper test for lipids or fats, and the ninhydrin test for individual amino acids. Here's a video of our Benedict's test for simple sugars.
Okay, so here's all our solutions, and as you can see, a lot of them have changed color or separated. And so Liana is currently taking them out. Trying to take them out of the hot water.
Do you want to record like the brown paper test?
So number 2, which is egg white, has turned like a bluish brown, and this is very difficult to deal with. This is 8. That's number 8, which is apple juice, and it looks like it's turned a little bit of a darker. It's turned. Well, it was blue before, so it's turned orange. Okay, this is number 1, very orange, which is honey. Ooh, and it's liquid too.
Okay, so now we have to wait for the sponge to dry.
Okay, do you see which number that is, Liam? It is number 9, and it has not changed. That's water, so it looks the same.
Did you put the unknown on there? Alright, great. You have them all? Okay, come to this side of the table.
This is 7. Okay.
It's become darker, but nothing has really changed.
Yeah. Okay, that looks like it is number 3, and it stayed the same. Number 3 is corn oil. And we only have 4 left. So this is 4. Yeah, that looks like it's number 4. Orange. And number 4 is lettuce, so it looks like it's turning orange. And let's see, which one is that? 7. That one? No.
Unknown, butter,
Do you want to put it down and then we can see that? Okay, I'm wearing gloves. That one is number 7, sorry. And number 7 is potato, and it's turned like really dark brown.
These are hard to manage.
And this is number 10, which is the unknown substance. It's turned brown. And our last one is number 6. Number 6, which is butter. This is a very unfortunate. Very orange. Yeah, and the butter has turned very orange. So since our unknown substance has turned brown, we know that tests positive for.
Is there another group that's already labeled their filter paper?
We know that tests positive for a monosaccharide.
Those 2 groups will be the
These are the results for our ninhydrin test, which tests for individual amino acids. Now, if a substance does have individual amino acids present, the ninhydrin will turn it a light purple. So here you can see that gelatin and apple juice have turned a light purple, so they test positive for individual amino acids. Potato and lettuce, while they do turn purple, are a very dark purple, so we have concluded that they do not have amino acids present, and so only gelatin and apple juice have amino acids out of all of the 10 substances, and all the other substances do not have individual amino acids present. So this is a photo of the brown paper test results, and this tests for the presence of lipids or fats in a substance. So you can see that the honey tested positive for lipids, so there were lipids present. Egg whites also have lipids present, as do corn oil and butter, but lettuce, gelatin, potato, apple juice, distilled water, and the unknown substance did not have lipids or fats in them, and we can tell that there are lipids in a substance in this test because the paper becomes transparent and it doesn't dry. So, for example, honey is positive for lipids, and you can see that there's a transparency through the paper because of the lipids present in the substance. So here are our results for the iodine test for starches and the Buret test for proteins. Iodine will turn a substance deep blue or black if it's a positive result for the presence of starch, and Buret will turn a substance a cloudy pale purple if there is protein in it. So in the photo, you can see that only potato tested positive for the presence of starch in the iodine test. All of the others turned an orange, but none of them turned a black color. You can't see apple juice, distilled water, or the unknown substance, but none of them tested positive for it. On the right side, you can see the Buret test for proteins, and here you can see that egg whites, corn oil, and gelatin tested positive for protein, and the rest tested negative. So we can tell that the egg whites, corn oil, and the gelatin tested positive because they turned a very pale purple.
Okay, so now that we've relayed all of our information from our experiments, we will now be connecting all of that information, all of the data, back to what we have learned about the digestive system and the digestive tract. So we've had 10 substances, as you know, and so each substance is digested a little bit differently depending on what macromolecules are contained within the substance. So honey, egg whites, lettuce, butter, potatoes, and apple juice all contain sugars, the sugar macromolecule, and so those macromolecules in each substance will be digested in the small intestine, and then honey, egg whites, corn oil, and butter all contain lipids as well, and so those macromolecules will be digested in the small intestine too. And then egg whites, corn oil, and gelatin all contain proteins, and so the proteins will be actually digested in the stomach. So you can kind of see how the macromolecules align themselves and go down a different digestive tract, and so since each macromolecule is broken down in a different way, it goes through a different digestive tract in order to be fully given to the body, if that makes sense. Like the nutrients that it gets from each macromolecule that your body gets. Yay!